Hello and welcome to today's Dav Chat with Davina from Twitter, DavCat43, here from Australia to the United States, now a resident, chatting to you about the day's events in a political sense, because it's key to make politics interesting so that people don't tune out and suffer from the malaise of cynicism, disengagement, and demoralization. That's my goals. Today, there's been the 8th vote for Speaker of the House of Representatives, half of Congress, half of the legislative branch of the United States system of government. And once again, Kevin McCarthy has lost. And for the last 2 votes, or maybe even 3 votes, Matt Gaetz has voted for Donald Trump. Now, this was a scenario getting talked about before the midterm elections, that if Republicans received that red wave they were so excited about, that they could vote for Donald Trump, because you don't have to be a sitting member of Congress to be elected the Speaker of the House, and that he would then be third in line. If anything happened to the president, there would be the vice president and then the Speaker, because Nancy Pelosi was second in line after Mike Pence. Okay, so second in line, not third. Anyway, let's have a little listen to that 8th vote. The nice thing is it's showcasing Republicans imploding and really amplifying that story that's important to tell, that Republicans aren't cohesively interested in governance. There's a lot of them that are just interested in notoriety, because their job is essentially to be a distraction, a carnival barker, to hype a set of alleged values, while their real agenda of obstructing gun legislation, obstructing environmental regulations, obstructing investment into renewable energy, just basically allowing people in corporate positions who have adopted a level of greed that no longer values human life to have a clearer pathway to profiteering at your expense. That's the Republican agenda, is to let your children suffer in schools from fear of losing their friends or their own lives or their teachers' lives, to let more and more of us get microplastics embedded in our lungs and our various body systems, because that is a recent development, that microplastics have now been detected in human lungs. A consequence of the pervasive nature of single-use plastics, a function of human ingenuity, but it's the negatives, the downside of current levels of human ingenuity, that our ability to invent plastics has come with this downside, that plastics disintegrate but don't entirely degrade, and that we're all ending at all levels of the food web, not just the human ecosystem, the planetary ecosystem. All living creatures are ending up with little bits of microplastics detectable in our bloodstreams, and now also our lungs. So we don't have a clear set of consequences that we can conclude are associated with that, but generally the indifference and neglect of our lived environment is causing a host of problems, a collapse of biodiversity, and also an intensification of extreme weather conditions that have already caused millions of people to lose their lives, and will do so in an exponential fashion going forwards, because that's just the nature of exponential change. Yeah. All right, let's listen to Republicans implode a little bit more.
Gaetz. Trump.
So at least only Matt Gaetz voting for Trump, so it's kind of still a comic point if only one person is doing it. If the 20 disaffected Republicans who were refusing to vote for Kevin McCarthy joined in with him, then maybe it could start to get concerning. But at this point, they're still just humiliating themselves in the national media. The media cannot help but report on this story of Republicans in disarray. And that's such an important story because the media usually amplifies any dissension and disorganization amongst Democrats as being Democrats in disarray. And it's a narrative they often cling to in order to create a false sense of balance that, oh yes, there's various Republican misconduct, likely collusion, susceptibility to foreign interference, Republicans selling out and accepting money from cousins of Russian oligarchs, etc. That's often a neglected story because they want to create a false sense of balance. And if they don't have equivalent crimes to report about with Democrats, they just unfairly amplify a story of Dems in disarray. Well, this Republican disarray is too big to be ignored. The House of Representatives still doesn't have a speaker, that no member, therefore, is yet sworn in for the new year, and that Matt Gaetz is there trying to vote for Donald Trump, a insurrectionist, criminal under investigation. Can't call him criminal until he's been, I guess, officially convicted. But let's just finish this. Is that all? They must be getting tired of voting on this topic. Yes. And I just very quickly want to listen to what Ali Alexander has to say, because he's a noted insurrectionist who was critical in organizing and orchestrating the events of January the 6th, the Stop the Steal rallies, etc. He helped coordinate with some of those paramilitia groups, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, etc. And he is so angry with Marjorie Taylor Greene that he's threatening to release evidence that she committed a crime that will get her expelled from Congress. Now, the only motivation I can speculate about at this point could be that he's angry with her for promoting Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, and that they really desperately want someone as Speaker who will be more committed to the idea of defunding the investigations of Donald Trump and other insurrectionists. So Ali Alexander must be wanting to keep himself out of jail by being angry, trying to intimidate Marjorie Taylor Greene so that she turns her loyalty away from Kevin McCarthy. And he's angry with her knowing that she's a co-conspirator from January the 6th. So I do also want to note Democrat Hakeem Jeffries has won, in terms of a plurality sense of the vote, 8 rounds. Round 8, he's still received 212 votes. The Democrats have been unified in voting for that candidate. That qualified, excellent candidate.
I will not suffer this harlot.
Ooh,
I will not be taught vows and loyalty, commitment from a whore.
Oof.
You have got me mistaken for some damn fool, and a fool Ali Alexander has never been called. In the coming days, I'm going to reveal that Marjorie Taylor Greene, in my summation and the summation of lawyers, committed a crime. That crime is going to be handed to the state of Georgia. And the state of Georgia will decide whether they adjudicate that crime or not. The House Ethics Committee and House...
Wait, if you have evidence of a crime but you conceal it from authorities, then you'll participating in that crime after the fact. So the fact that he's broadcasting an assertion that he has evidence of a crime being committed, that will hopefully draw the attention of authorities.
House rules must expel Marjorie Taylor Greene when this evidence comes to light. Ho, go home. I am done with you. You are lukewarm. I am spitting you out.
So in his efforts to intimidate Marjorie Taylor Greene, to coerce her into disassociating herself from Kevin McCarthy's bid to become Speaker of the House of Representatives, to use the Republicans' thin majority of 222 representatives, as opposed to the Democrats' 212. He's basically putting his hand up to say he's guilty of being an accomplice after the fact.
Out of my mouth. You played me and no more.
He must be desperate.
Everyone will know about your drunken nights because the consultants who have drunk with you will have to choose whether they fear me or whether they fear you. And they fear me, Marge. They fear me a lot more than they fear you.
Okay, so that was very interesting and very criminal sounding. Again, I'm speculating that he has forgotten that laws exist that will convict you of being an accomplice to a crime if you have evidence of a crime being committed that you conceal from authorities. So he must be really, really keen to try and blackmail Marjorie Taylor Greene. And fascinating. It is a potential cause for speculation about the motives of the 20 Republicans who have refused to get behind McCarthy's bid for the Speaker position. That's all from me for today. Thank you so much for listening and hope to talk to you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.